Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
You ready for FriYAY? I bet you are. Well, happy FriYAY. Yeah, I know. You know it's being recorded, but we're not going to tell anybody. I'm just glad you're here. Really, seriously, I'm glad you're here. And you know, Jenny and Amber are here, and they're going to be taking care of your comments and all of that. So business as usual, y'all. I might come back with a tan. I kid. Doubtful. Very doubtful. Anyway, so FriYAY, you know what that means? Q&A. And today we got some really good questions. I love Q&A because there's always something exciting in the Q&A. You're probably wondering what sweatshirt I'm wearing. Well, yes, it is. I am a woman, a wise woman in full bloom. Boy, that's up close and personal. Anyway, just, I am a wise woman in full bloom. Are you? I want you to join us for Full Bloom. That is going to be happening in less than a month. That's right. On Saturday, April 24th, we're going to be getting together virtually. And so that means you can do it anywhere. And believe me, even if you're on the West Coast, we start at 9 a.m. We've got all kinds of women who are getting up at the crack of early with coffee in hand so they can be there at the beginning. It is really a special time. The conference theme this year for Full Bloom, I am enough, because you are. And I think this is really going to hit you where you live. It's going to be a way for you to up-level your life and to get to the next thing. That's what we're all about. This is vibrancy on point, right? You ready for that? You can check it out at savingdinner.com/bloom. All the details are there. And once you've decided to purchase your ticket and get all situated and what have you, watch for an email, because we have a boutique coming your way, a pop-up boutique for Full Bloom coming your way, and a virtual, you'll get a swag bag of goodies. You'll get that right after the conference. That will be virtually sent to you. But before the conference, you will have a swag bag, goodie bag coming in the mail to you. I am so excited. We are stoked. I hope you're coming. savingdinner.com/bloom. And don't forget, you get to see this. You get to keep it forever and ever and always have the recording. So that's another thing that's important about that. Here is our, this is not, yes, it is. This is the last day for this quote. If you haven't written it down, why don't you, right? 2x4. That's what this is, a cosmic 2x4. There are only two options regarding commitment. You're in or you're out. There's no such thing as a life in between. Right? We either live our lives on purpose, or we just like kind of floating down the river like a little twig on top. I don't want to be a twig. I want to be the river. Don't you? That's right. You want fire in your life. I know you do. That's why you're here. Anyway, that's one thing. Quote decks are another thing entirely. We have our quote decks. Aren't they just the most darling thing in the whole world? Oh, am I doing this right? There it is. They come in these little plastic things so that they'll arrive at your house in good shape. And you get this little stand that goes with it that you can sit it right there on your desk. And then you get all these fabulous quotes. All of these quotes were picked. Well, Sarah Preston says she feels like each one was picked just for her. I think we all feel this way, because you know what? When we've decided and we've made that decision to do the things that are going to cause vibrancy to happen and set up our environment to support us, things start to happen. If you do the bare minimum, expect bare minimum results. You want to be great, works to be great. Nothing just happens. If it doesn't involve me, it doesn't involve me. I love that one. Don't give up what you want most for what you want now. That is such a good one. Don't you think we should have this one on our refrigerators during sprint week? Don't give up what you want most for what you want now. They're all like that. And we've got 52 of them in this huge deck like this. It comes in this little plastic container, like I said, so that you always know where they are. And you can change them out, put them on your desk, put them in your wallet, put it in your car, on your mirror, in your bathroom, and use your little gizmo. You can find them at savingdinner.com/quote. And I'm going to say this again because we actually have a question about it. When they're gone, they're gone. They're gone because we'll have a new deck, a quote deck coming out. So do that because the old ones are gone. They're gone forever. You will not get them again. We're not reprinting them. And we're doing this because we want to keep it fresh and we want to keep you turned on. So, that's how I operate. I don't know about you. Our mindful mugs are doing the very same thing. Now, this is edition 1. The reason we're calling it edition 1 is because we've had a few other ones in the past, but this is the first time that we've really gone and had a design done, and Amber did this design. Isn't it wonderful? And we have a number on each mug. So this one says number 1. And, you could see where it is I am and incredible and amazing. Is that not cute? It's so great. And then on the back, mindful mug, pinkies up, saving dinner, because that's our salute. Pinkies up because it's our solidarity. That's what we do together. And we use our mindful mugs, right? It all works. Anyway, if you want to find out about Mindful Mug and you don't know yet, come on. It's time to know about this. Go to savingdinner.com/mug. You'll get the details and you'll see 3 different ways to do it. You can either buy it or you can get it for free. It'll tell you right there how to do that. Our supplement of the week, last thing I'm going to tell you about is the paleo protein, perfect paleo protein. Yeah, as big as my head. I can hide behind this. And this stuff is amazing. Of course, this is like the cornerstone of everything we do here. Because if I could get you to just start the day right, when you break your fast with this stuff, it's going to make a big difference. Your skin, your hair, your nails, your joints, everything, you're going to feel it. Not only that, but it's going to satiate you and help you to stay full for a very long time. So we're talking 4 to 6 hours. That if you do the Target Trifecta smoothie. And this week, because it is our supplement of the week, you are going to be able to purchase our entire series, 9 volumes of the Hot Melt Whey. Now, this is something that listen, it took us a few years to put this together. It's epic. This could be a huge book. Everything in there, all plans, dinner plans, shopping lists, the whole shooting match is in there. 13 weeks of dinner menus, 300 recipes, and like I said, 9 volumes. Everything there. Usually, if you bought all 9 of them separately, it'd be over $200. We've grouped them for $177, but today, this is the last day, by the way, or second to last day, $47 for those who buy our supplement of the week. So check it out, savingdinner.com/show. I want you to get this. I want you to have these recipes. These will be lifetime recipes. These will become family favorites. They're fabulous. So check it out. Meanwhile, it's Q&A week and question and answer, not week, Q&A day. And I have got a whole bunch of questions here that are really fun, diverse, and are really going to help you out. Let's go. First, there's Julie. She says, do you have any suggestions for dry mouth or bad breath that goes along with the low-carb diet? I drink enough water, half my weight in ounces. She gets it. When I am at home, I brush my teeth to cure the yucky mouth, but when I'm out and about, I find it difficult. Most breath mints are sweet or do not promote saliva and are dry. Yes, and don't make the mistake either of going toward gum. That's just not good. What gum does, we chew and we chew and we chew, and our saliva, we start to get amylase in our saliva. Our saliva is getting ready for food to go down. Our digestive enzymes are like, oh, food, here it comes. She's chewing. Your body thinks that. It's just not good for you. It's a bad habit, quite frankly. And so let's just get rid of that all entirely. That's number 1. Number 2, when you've got this whole thing going on, believe it or not, a little pinch of salt sometimes helps. I definitely would recommend for hydration purposes hot melt mix. Huge difference, humongous difference, and it will really help on the hydration thing. The other thing is lemon water is good because it kind of creates a little bit more saliva in your mouth. And then the last thing I would suggest, big time, is really up your game when it comes to oral hygiene. That means you're going to want a floss pick, or dental floss or whatever after every meal, every single meal, because that helps. And also to brush your tongue. Oral-B makes a tongue scraper, and it doesn't look like, it doesn't have this big loop or anything like that. Don't get that. It's an actual brush, and it has a little kind of a squarish head. It's a couple bucks. It doesn't cost much of anything. You can find them probably on Amazon as well. I've had mine for a while. Every once in a while, I'll, put a little hydrogen peroxide on it in hot water and clean it off. But I use it after every single time that I brush, so I don't have, because otherwise you get like this coating on your tongue. You just having your clean tongue is great. Now, as you're, getting used to using a tongue brusher after you brush, I can tell you that, you might kind of gag yourself a little. It is so worth it, though. I promise you, once you start doing this, it'll be a little bit better. The other thing that I would suggest, because obviously now when this happens, you are in ketosis, which is great. You're probably doing under 50 grams of carbs a day, which is great, especially for weight loss. But you could probably bump the fat a little bit. Now, I don't know if you have a full-on keto diet or not, or if you're following our program. If you're following our program, I would suggest maybe bumping up, adding a little bit of MCT oil or a little avocado to your Target Trifecta smoothies, maybe adding that avocado also to your salad, maybe some nuts. But whatever you want to do, just make sure that you're adding just a teensy-tiny more fat, because sometimes that helps as well. From Rena, what do you use for baking if not silicone? We have a long conversation about this, haven't we? For muffin trays, etc. I'm trying to stay away from aluminum because of the toxin. Well, I don't bake, first of all. Let's just make it clear. I am not a baker, never will be. The only time I bake anything, it's a meatloaf, and it goes in a meatloaf pan. And the Pyrex makes it. It's glass. That's the one that I use. When I've used, made little meatloaf things, I have a stainless, I've used meatloaf muffin tins for meatloaf cupcakes, whatever. It's a stainless thing. I use stainless. From Teensy. Anti-inflammatory diets reduce me to very little foods. No tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, rice, grains, sugar of any kind. What is left? I love Teensy. She's like, she's feeling sad. She's got a little Eeyore going on there. Okay, so what's left? Okay, well, since you asked, there's broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower. You can have a little bit of onion. You can have a little bit of garlic. There's lettuces. There's romaine. There's spinach. There's arugula. There's a ton of different vegetables. You can have bell peppers. A little bit of bell pepper. If you're not sprinting, you have a little bit of tomato. You can have all kinds of stuff. Mushrooms. Sauteed mushrooms are absolutely heaven with a little garlic and tons of butter. Hello. Absolutely. There's a lot of things you can have. You can have steak with blue cheese on it. You can have, cauliflower au gratin. I made that the other night. It was just ridiculously off the hook. All these different things. If you're sprinting, stick with the sprint menu. If you're trying to do low carb, there's all kinds of things that you can do. There's a ton of stuff. She says, I hate cooking now. I don't like canned soups. Looking for fast and easy meals. Well, you've come to the right place. We have a ton of low carb meals. And as a matter of fact, Dinner Answers is your place to go. Check out Dinner Answers, savingdinner.com. I think /dinner-answers. I could be wrong. If I am, do check the chat and we'll have the proper link for you there. But this is our proprietary program. We've been doing this since 2001 for 20 years now. And it's low carb menus with absolutely delicious foods in it that you can handle and you can do. And you won't hate cooking after this. I hope that helped, Teensy. All right, this is from Laura. What is the difference between beef collagen and chicken collagen? Is one better than the other? Does the body respond better to one over the other? It's a very interesting question. They're pretty similar. However, beef collagen has a little more glycine in it than chicken collagen. And you know what that's good for? People who have gut issues, because glycine works as your gut's helper. It really does. It helps to make your gut feel a whole lot better. And I strongly recommend collagen and glycine for my people who have gut issues. So yeah, that could be more helpful for you. From Debbie, I have been taking potassium for eons. I just looked at the daily percentage and I'm only getting 2% in each tablet. I heard a runner say how much he needs his potassium. What gives with the supplement, and do you have one or an electrolyte supplement? Can you talk about it? I'm always tired and doctor keeps saying I'm fine, but I'm not. Okay, well, okay, let's talk about this. So, tired could mean that you're not getting good sleep or poor sleep or whatever. It could be that. Could be you're over exercising. Could be you have some weight to lose. I have no idea, Debbie, what your complete situation is. You could be postmenopausal, menopausal, perimenopause. I don't know where you are with all of that. So I can't really comment on what it might be. But I can tell you right now that it most likely it's not just one missing mineral. It's probably several. What happens is minerals deficiencies is a thing. As a matter of fact, 85% of us are magnesium deficient. Our hot melt mix has in it magnesium, calcium, and sodium. There is no potassium in it. You want to know why? Because potassium in too strong a doses can damage your kidneys. And I don't want to play with that at all. That's why we've stayed away from it. And as a matter of fact, ours, these exogenous ketones, these ones are GRAS, which is generally regarded as safe by like the FDA. That's what they do, right? They say this is safe. Well, there's a lot of them out there that aren't, and a lot of them that have potassium in it. And the potassium might be too high and I'm not saying do, cause problems with your kidneys depending on how much you're drinking. And ours, you can drink this all day long and it's not going to bother you at all. And some of those other ones, you got to be really careful because of too much potassium. So you know what you can do if you need potassium, if you've seen definitely a definite change in you if you take potassium, then you can get some of that like Morton's light salt. It's half potassium and half regular salt, and just add it to your hot melt mix. But I would definitely try the hot melt mix to see how you feel. I would also do a lab and make sure that your iron is up and that your thyroid's running well, and just do a full lab. Have your doctor run some labs and make sure that everything is okay. Check in with your diet. I mean, if you're eating a lot of sugar and you're going up and down with carbs and what have you, that's going to make you crash and burn. It's going to burn out your adrenals as well. If you're in high stress situation, you're living off of cortisol, all of a sudden you crash. There's a lot of things that can play into why you're tired, but also potassium-rich foods like avocados and salmon, tuna has some, mushrooms, back to the mushrooms. Always cook your mushrooms, by the way. All mushrooms contain a little bit of toxins in them when they're raw. They've got to be cooked so they can release it. Plus, the fiber in mushrooms is a really hard to digest cellulose, and it breaks down when it's cooking. So these are fabulous low carb, high potassium, high nutrition value foods that'll work for you. A quarter teaspoon, by the way, of that potassium, the light salt that you can, LITE salt that you can buy in the grocery store to add. People use that all the time to add to their electrolyte stuff. You're going to get 800 milligrams, and we can do about 2,000 milligrams a day. But again, it's all about, if you have like diabetes or any other thing like that, or any kind of, metabolic syndrome or anything like that, you got to really watch your potassium. You don't want to be throttling your kidneys. Okay. This is from Elizabeth. I just ordered the first edition of the Mindful Mug. Yay! My question is, how often will you release a new edition? We buy several hundred, and when they're gone, they're gone. That's it. And as we start to get low, we have a discussion, the dream team, Jenny, Amber, and I, we have a discussion. We're like, hey, we're getting low and it's time to create a new one. We have a company that we work with. Amber is putting together the design for it, shows it to Jenny and I. We squeal with delight, and then we order them. Several hundred. So again, it's just how long do they last? It's how fast do they get purchased is really the question. And they go fast. They go really, really fast. So this month, for example, they've just flown off the shelves. And I know we've been flying through all of them. And same with the quote decks. We get something new in and everybody wants it. So my strong suggestion is get it when we tell you about it. And she also is asking, I just ordered the quote deck. My question is, how many quote decks are there? There are 2. There's this one. Whoops. Part of courage is simple consistency. You see that? This is mine. And then she asks, can we buy previous versions of the quote deck? No, they're done. And what we're doing with these is, and who knows, maybe at some point we'll pull out the old designs and say, hey, they're back. But for right now, when they go fast. And the people who buy the second batch are usually the people who already have the first batch. So we don't have any quote decks left right now. But, at some point we might trot these back out because we did love them, But we also, our new ones are glorious, They're beautiful. And they both on the back say living life in full bloom. Click, 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 click. Don't forget, you get your little stand too. I just love those stands. They're just so cute. All right. Maureen from Australia, my darling child wants to buy me, NMN, as talked about by David Sinclair, another Aussie. She gave me the pronunciation too. Thanks, Maureen, because I would have said Aussie. No, Aussie. Okay. And a kiss at Harvard. Prolific interviews on the internet seems to tie into a lot of your saving dinner and your thinking. So just David Sinclair has written quite a few books. He's done a lot of studies, and he's really one of the biggest expertise on longevity. And not just like how long can we make you live, but how vibrant do you want your old age really to be. It's pretty interesting, a lot of interesting stuff. I've never bought any of his books or read any of his books. I've watched some of his videos, some of his interviews, podcasts, and what have you. Fascinating guy, and he's really dug into the science, and he's got published papers as well. How do you compare your supplement regime? Well, my supplement regime doesn't have anything close to NMN. NMN, by the way, is nicotinamide mononucleotide. And there's also another one, a cofactor with that, which is the riboside that goes with that. So let me just explain what this is all about. So what these do, these two different, they're like cofactors for your metabolism, and they help to boost NAD. And NAD is the cofactor for the metabolism, but NAD determines your rate of aging and how fast you're going to age. Kind of scary, right? These two things, the nicotinamide and the mononucleotide and the riboside as well, all play into boosting NAD. But so it's a whole longevity play, like of taking this particular thing. And I actually know someone who has taken it for a while and then just dropped it out of their supplement regime, just simply because they got some stomach upset and what have you with it. So I would say, and I have a tendency to do this as well. I have my standard stuff that I take all the time. And then I've got like a little bin of some goodies that I take on occasion, like some Resveratrol, which is one of the other things that David Sinclair is also studying, is this particular NMN with Resveratrol. But there's another one. I'm not going to, it's on my desk on the other side of the mountain here. But there's another one that's a Resveratrol type of, and which is also an anti-aging kind of a thing, supplement that's supposed to be a little bit more on point. And that's the one that I've been taking. You got to take what you have to take. So I have a little bin of supplements that I just sort of play with. And I'm thinking, well, is this anything? I've read, the studies on it and what have you. I don't add them into what my normal regime would be. But if your darling child wants to buy you some, do it. Do it. Let them do that. Let them do that for you. And the fact that you're working on basic lifestyle changes, that's fantastic. Add supplements in. Supplements supplement a healthy basic lifestyle change. They do. And I'm a firm believer in it. You will always, I've never met one person who said, oh, I just feel bad, so I don't take supplements anymore. Never. It's always the other way around. Now that I take my supplements, we hear this all the time with our Core 4. We hear it all the time with the Immunity High 5, with our collagen, all of that. We hear it all the time. We have a folder where we collect these little nuggets from all of y'all telling us how good you feel. So I would not refuse this author from your son. I think it's a great thing. But also understand this. There's other ways to boost NAD. And you're going to laugh because it's pretty familiar, right? Exercise. What? Yes, exercise. That naturally boosts your NAD. Get some sun, but not too much, because sun will just suck it right out of you. And we know this because it's also going to show up on our skin, and not in a pretty way. The other thing is fasting. Hello, intermittent fasting boosts NAD and autophagy and a lot of things that are anti-aging, and boosts human growth hormone, HGH. So you got all of this stuff working together, and you're taking a little bit of this. Heck yeah, I might have to join you on that. Also, ketosis. When you're in ketosis, your body is naturally cleaning things up, and you're running on a different fuel than most people. Most people are running on, they're not running on their own fat. They're running off of the stuff that's the glycogen that's sitting there manufactured in their liver from the carbohydrates that they ate. But when you're in ketosis, you're not eating a whole lot of that, are you? And foods that are high that are going to boost NAD, you ready? Sardines, mushrooms, and salmon. Who knew? All things that you see on the Hot Melt Sprint, all things that we talk about, exercise, fasting, ketosis, all these things, all of it. So my strong suggestion, do it. Why not? I would. Gosh, if somebody was going to hand me a $50 supplement, I'd say, thank you. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, son. Let it happen. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. And enjoy your Friday, your FriYAY. And don't forget, tomorrow's Soulful Saturday. I certainly hope to see you on the list, though, for Full Bloom. I'm looking at that list every single day, because every single one of you, I am praying for you. Every single one of you, I see you. I see you. And I know that you're going to have the time of your life at Full Bloom, and it's going to be the key to your door. It is. I guarantee you. Can't wait to see you there. Can't wait to see you tomorrow at Soulful Saturday. Peace be with you.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.